all right, well, if you're gonna name this product Hell Yeah, it better be strong. Yeah, this stuff is beyond strong.
Welcome to PricePlow.
Hell yeah! What's going on, PricePlow Nation and Stim Junkies worldwide? This is Mike Roberto, founder of PricePlow, and in my hands is probably the strongest and craziest non-DMAA pre-workout I've ever held in my hands, and I'm talking about Iron Obsession's Hell Yeah. Now, before we begin, I have to tell you that this is not for beginners. This has 3 exotic stimulants inside and a lot of caffeine, and even at half a scoop, I still say it's not for beginners. This stuff is crazy. But before that, when I first heard about this, I had to Google. I was like, there's never been a supplement named Hell Yeah before? And so I took a look on Google, and it looks like the answer is no. So kudos to Iron Obsession for being the first, but it's 2018. Thumbs down to everyone else who didn't come up with that name first or who didn't have the balls to do it. These guys did. And so the next question is, all right, well, if you're gonna name this product Hell Yeah, it better be strong. Yeah, this stuff is beyond strong. This is my review, but this is really honestly a sponsored ingredient explainer, so we're gonna go through the ingredients a little bit, but overall, I'm switching this into review mode because this stuff, I gotta disclaim with everyone right now, this is not for beginners. In fact, even at half a scoop, I still don't think this is for beginners. You have to start light. This has all three of the exotic stimulants since DMAA went by the wayside. I'm talking about both forms of DMHA and the PEA, advanced form of PEA from Maria Gerensis. Also, 400 milligrams of caffeine. So we're already like at my what I would like to be my day's supply of caffeine, and one shebang right here. Holy crap. They also have a stim-free pre-workout called Oh Yeah. So really cool stack. You got the Hell Yeah and the Oh Yeah. But holy shit, guys. Seriously, this is for those of you who want something extreme, and I think it's on special occasions. This isn't a daily doser, in my opinion, but this is for those times when nothing's getting you going and you need to get into Hell Yeah mode. Iron Obsession has you covered. And we got Tiger's Blood flavor, so we're gonna do a little bit of review on that. So, the label itself, first off, 1 scoop, and you get 30 servings. We're not doing any of this 20, 25 serving nonsense. We're doing 30 servings. And despite that, I still don't think it's for a month. This is for like a year. So overall, the scoop is 11.1 grams. So you can tell we're gonna have high stim, but we got a lot of other stuff too. We've seen bigger scoopers, but we've definitely seen way smaller here. And you're damn right we're gonna be weighing this scoop out, because if this comes in heavy, then I gotta give you like warnings all over the screen. So we're gonna find out about that real soon. I wanna bust into label real quickly, then taste. Then let's do the scoop way out, and then we'll be back. We're gonna start off with the biggest ingredient dose here is 3.2 grams of beta alanine. So just like in the caffeine, 400 milligrams, like kind of what I want for a day, beta alanine, full day supply. That helps your body produce more carnosine, which helps it buffer lactic acid and other acids in the muscles. And that enables you to last a little bit longer, especially with workout periods of like 1 to 4 minutes. But everyone knows beta alanine at this point. If this gives you the tingles, that's why, full dose. In those studies, I gotta say that they were using 3.2 grams per, throughout the whole day. And honestly, I mean, what I'm thinking here is if you're into this stuff, I'm like more at like 2/3 to 3/4 scoop before working out. And then later on in the day, you're gonna want a little more caffeine or whatever. You're gonna need a little bit more energy. Then you finish up the other stuff. If you got a full scoop this thing, you'll see why. I don't know. Woo! So, okay, 2 grams of citrulline. That's our pump ingredient, and that is not the only pump ingredient, because there's also, after that, I'm skipping one, we have 1 gram of citrulline malate 2:1. So that's gonna give us about 2.67 grams of citrulline. Now that's not a clinical dose, super close to a clinical dose of 3 grams, but it's not a clinical dose. So you can tell we're going for energy, endurance, focus, more stimulation. The pumps are gonna be there a little bit, but this is not a blow you out pump supplement. That's what the Oh Yeah supplement is. The Hell Yeah is for getting into Hell Yeah mode. So we got 2.67 grams of L-citrulline. I can't claim these things, but what citrulline does is convert to arginine, and then arginine helps your body produce more nitric oxide, which gives you vasodilation, lowers the blood pressure a little bit, and increases the amount of blood flow so that you have greater nutrient delivery and all sorts of good stuff. All the ingredients in here get a little bit better delivery as well. Now the pumps feel great with it. The thing is though, the clinical dose is 3 grams. So let's be honest about that. We're a little bit lower, and that's fine because anyone who's buying this is not buying it for the pumps. I don't think so, and you shouldn't be. You're probably buying it because of all the other stuff that we're about to talk about. So after that, so what I skipped over at the gram mark is also a gram of choline by tartrate. I'm a huge choline fan. We've been through it over and over and over on this channel, and that increases the amount of acetylcholine in your brain, and that's what's known as the learning neurotransmitter. That helps your brain's neurons and synapses work a little bit better, and you get, in the workout perspective, you get the mind-muscle. I get the mind-muscle connection. You start taking this stuff, and I really start focusing a little bit more on those contractions, and that's a great thing to do. I'm a huge fan of choline. You get it in egg yolks. There's a lot of different meats that have it, but I will always supplement more. I do like it at a gram, but of course like it more at the greater doses that are more clinical. There's like some weight loss studies that show 2 grams per day, but I do not recommend double dosing this bad boy. No way. So we got a gram of choline for the mind-muscle focus connection. So after that, we have all the stuff that's like sub 500 milligrams. There's a whole bunch of things. We're going to start with 400 milligrams of caffeine and hydrous. Now, depending on your weight, this may actually be clinical dose with regards to strength gains and strength output, power output, all that. So 5 to 6 grams per kilogram of body weight is around the range where you can start making like some kind of claims that that caffeine increases strength. 400 milligrams is a big dose, and if you're like under like 170 pounds or so or something like that, it might be even a little bit more, then this is possibly alone. This amount of caffeine is going to give you a lot of a possible strength increase. Thing is, if you're that small and you're doing a full dose of this, you might get the shit kicked out of you in terms of the stimulation from the other ingredients we're about to talk about. So I don't know, I'm still against like trying to talk about all that because I'm still against doing a full scoop here. I got to be a little bit conservative because this stuff's about to get crazy here. The next ingredient is Glucagon Electone, and that we see in a lot of energy drinks. It's supposedly synergistic with caffeine. Honestly, a lot of the studies come out of Japan there, and I'm nothing against Japanese, love them, but I think we need more human studies in general. And so Glucagon Electone is supposedly a little bit better for your blood sugar sensitivity, a little bit better, and possibly may help with some of the nutrient delivery due to like glucose disposal stuff. I don't know about that, but it's supposedly supposed to be better with the synergy in terms of caffeine usage, and that's possibly why a lot of the energy drinks have it. We don't always see it in pre-workouts. We sometimes do. Honestly, I don't know if you'll be able to tell because all this other stuff here. And that brings us to Urea Gerensis, 250 milligrams, which is on its own a large dose. There's pre-workouts that rely on this and none of the other stuff, and they use a lower dose than this. So this is a form, typically what you get out of this is a form of PEA known as N-phenethyl dimethylamine citrate. And that is the first of 3 ingredients that's going to bind your dopamine receptors and kick off a nice bit of dopamine, feel good, focus, rush, kind of fight or flight-ish response activity. So this gets you going. PEAs typically, like this ingredient, they really act fast. Normally I feel this within like 5 minutes and it gets you going. Now where PEA is awesome. It's a super simple molecule. The problem with PEA is that your malenzymes break it off too quickly to cleave it, and then it's gone. You get the effects for like 5 minutes and that's it. Well, with these advanced forms of PEA, they have different ways of doing this, and some are better than others. With this one, N-phenethyl dimethylamine citrate, which we most likely have here, you have 2 alkyl groups that are then they get in the way of the malenzyme. And that allows the dopamine rush to stay there a little bit longer, and the feel-good blast to stay a little bit longer too. Now I'm going to skip to, let's just get to the other 2 big boys right here, because we have 2-amino-5-methylhexane and octopamine. And that is both the stronger, and I should get the doses, 200 milligrams of 2-amino-5. That is strong. We see this, like we're excited to see it at 100 milligrams. 200 milligrams is twice as strong. And this is the stronger form of DMHA. Technically, the H should stand for hex, and that's the next ingredient we'll talk about because we got that too. But so we call these 2 kind of DMHA together, and we call this the stronger form. Now it's found in J. Regio, which is walnut, but it's typically like I said, it's typically dosed a little bit lower, and it's a strong stimulant that does the same stuff. However, the difference here is that you get a big euphoric rush, or at least I get a big euphoric rush, and a lot of people anecdotally say that as well. So the feeling is a little bit more on the up there side of things. However, and I still haven't, this review is really based on 3/4 of a scoop, because I'm afraid to full scoop this. I don't need it. Why bother? I'm not gonna, I have nothing to prove. I'm older. If someone else on YouTube wants to prove themselves and full scoop it, go at it. I'm doing 3/4 of a scoop because this is a huge dose. Anyway, all I need is a little bit of this stuff to get a really good euphoria going. I breathe easier, and a lot of these types of stimulants, that's why they're banned by WADA. Well, there is definitely a performance enhancement, but for me, it's the breathe easy part of it, where a lot of people get good effects, like just like going up steps is easier. It's like crazy. And so that's the first. And the second is octopamine is the compound, also known as 2-amino-6-methylheptane. And that is DMHA as we know it. Now, the crazy thing here is that DMHA is kind of, like this version of DMHA is kind of gone off the market for a while. So for a lot of you who miss it, this may be that product to kind of fill that gap. But like I said, we have also Urea Gerensis and 2-amino-5 here. So this is definitely more than DMHA. And so it's a milder, weaker form of an alpha-fettic amine, just like DMAA, but it's definitely not, to me, not as hypertensive. I don't get as much like anxiety and as much, like get you going as totally as much as DMAA, but when you have all three of these together, you kind of do actually. So it's strong. It's just freaking strong, and that's all I can say. You have 3 crazy strong stimulants on top of a lot of caffeine. Buyer beware. It's strong. So if you're looking for something that's strong, then boom, there it is. Hell yeah. After that, the one thing that some people may not like, but I've really been digging a lot lately, 3 milligrams of yohimbine hydrochloride. Not alpha yohimbine, not Rowolfia, Rolfine, and not yohimbi, just 3 milligrams of straight yohimbine. And that is the active alkaloid that is typically extracted out of yohimbi. And 3 milligrams is like basically 2 capsules worth. You get those like 1.5 milligram capsules. And that's typically what I like to take in the morning. And so yohimbi and yohimbine helps block fat storage. And a lot of people kind of get amped up, and I think there may be more free fatty acids circulating. It seems to do some cool stuff with the alpha-2 receptors. Some people get a little bit wired up with it, and but typically you have it combined with other things such as caffeine. In this case, a lot of other things. So we have a lot of stimulants in here. And then finally, to offset the choline, we have choline playing offense, getting you more acetylcholine. How do you prevent it from breaking down? You have huperzine A, and you have 200 micrograms here, which is the highest dose we typically see. Once again, a very high dose. So there we go. There's our label, and oh my God, so it's strong. What do you want me to say? Other than that, we need to take a look at this tiger's blood flavor, and we need to do a scoop weigh out right now. I want to get a little bit in my system. I'm going to weigh out a whole scoop. You're not going to see me drink the whole shaker. I'm going to be honest. It's that strong. This thing, 30 servings, like seriously, this is 45 to 60 workouts in my opinion. Damn. All right, let's go to camera B, and we'll be right back. So this scooper has a rounded bottom, which means we're going to need to, it might make a bit of a mess here, but I'm going to nicely take off a little bit off the top of that heaping scoop and make a nice level scoop. And look at that. Oh, so I forgot to say, yeah, we were looking for 11.1 grams, and I have 11.0. So level that scoop off. Perfect. Bombs away. Let's get ready to rock. All right, as you saw, perfect scoop as far as I'm concerned. 11.1 grams. I'll take my 11.0 grams in this case. So yeah, I got what, 395 milligrams of caffeine here? That's fine. So check out this rounded scooper. Now this is tiger's blood flavor. And as you saw, there's only one shaker we can handle with this. That's the bomb. But don't worry, it mixes clear, and I will be pouring into a cup, and we got B-roll coming for ya. Ooh, so this is the tiger's blood flavor. That smell is good. What tiger's blood is a mixture of strawberry, coconut, and watermelon. And this is a drink best served cold. All right, let's have at it. So it is just no artificial coloring, none needed. If you need coloring to wake your ass up on this drink, you have bigger problems. And if you need this drink every day, I think it is time for a break. So let's give it a go. So it says 8 to 12 ounces for a whole scoop. So you're gonna wanna adjust that down or up depending on how much of the scoop you're using. Well, not up. So it is a little bit tighter on the coconut end. Not like that. It's definitely higher on the coconut end than a lot of the tiger's bloods I've had out there. So if you're like, you know, I felt the beta alanine tingles on my lips immediately there. Sometimes I get that. That's funny because it doesn't always happen. So a lot of times people are hard on coconut. If you don't want coconut, well, you might just need to stomach it because I don't think there's many formulas out here like this anyway. And so I'm not really getting much watermelon. I think it's like more coconut strawberry heavy. And hey, everyone can choose how to make their tiger's blood how they want. I'm catching a lot of the coconut. Now the one thing to mention here is that there is a little bit of stimulant bitterness. They did a really good job covering it up, no doubt. But when you got this many stims, I don't think you're gonna be able to get it to taste perfect. So there is some stimulant bitterness in there. The overall aftertaste, though, I feel like myself, I'm still like breathing out coconut though. So the flavor is fine. Is it perfect? No. Is it as good as you're gonna get with like all 4 of these really high dose stimulants? Possibly. I mean, we're like over a gram on stimulants. So it's just how it's gonna be. It's a substantial portion of the scoop. Overall, it's still very enjoyable. And I'm thinking this would be the kind, I'm gonna add some water just to this cup. This might be the kind of supplement that waters down a little better. So you can go with a lower dose, same amount of water, or a higher dose, or the standard dose, shall I say, and a lot more water like I have here. Oh, that actually works. All right. There's still a touch of stim there. The flavor is strong enough that what you can do is add more water and then, yeah, you could add more water and that makes the stims kind of go down, but the flavor is still pretty powerful and sticks around. So I'm thinking 16 plus ounces of water, and then maybe you can go on the slow sipper special, which you probably should do with some of these higher stim drinks anyway. Once again, I don't recommend a full dose at all, really, but this stuff is great. So yeah, as far as workouts go, I mean, it is what it says it is. It's strong as what do you want me to say? There's not a whole lot for all those hell yeah moments is what it says in the bottle, and that's about right. You got to know whether or not you can handle this type of thing. I cannot possibly recommend it to everyone else, but as far as me training on it, I'm an older guy. I have, like I said, haven't full dosed it, but there's been a couple times where I'm just like, dude, nothing. I'm like not confident in any other supplement to get me going, and I just don't have time for a nap or anything like that. Too much going on. I've taken a half scoop of this and it does work. So that's like the fact of the matter is, but if you're doing if you're using a portion of a scoop on this really early in the morning, I can't guarantee that you're not going to have a little bit of a come down, and that's why I think personally using a blend throughout the day, like 3/4 or 2/3 of a scoop up front and then another 1/4 of a scoop, 7 hours later or something, may be the best play to get you through the day. Overall though, hell yeah. I mean, what do you want me to say? If you want a strong supplement and you miss DMAA, this is not going to feel like DMAA. It is intense. If you miss the intensity of DMAA, then hell yeah, by Iron Obsession is absolutely there for you. Other than that, we'll have some links down in the bottom because they are not currently listed on PricePlow, where we have a bunch of different pre-workout supplement deal alerts and all that stuff. So check out, I believe it's ironobsession.com. We'll make a link in the description and you can check it out. But I forgot to say, there is one drawback to using Iron Obsession supplements, at least for me, is ever since I got this, and it's been like a couple weeks now at this point, I've had that "You're My Obsession" song in my head. Like every time I see this, I don't know, it's something about the word obsession. We don't see it all the time, and that damn song is in my head. So closing out, we're going to have to find a heavy metal cover of that song and close out. Thanks again for everyone for watching and everything. If you need this strong of a stimulant, all right, hell yeah it is. But after that tub, it's time for a stim break.